It all starts at a wedding, the wedding of the mortal king Peleus and the sea nymph Thetis. Every god is invited, except one, Eris, the goddess of discord. Naturally, she crashes the party. She tosses a golden apple onto the table inscribed with a single phrase, "To the fairest." Immediately, three of the most powerful goddesses, Hera, queen of the gods, Athena, goddess of wisdom, and Aphrodite, goddess of love, lay claim to it. Zeus, wisely wanting no part in this decision, outsources the judgment to a mortal, Paris, a prince of Troy. Each goddess offers him a bribe. Hera promises him rule over all of Asia. Athena offers him victory in war. But Aphrodite offers him the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. Paris chooses love. He gives the apple to Aphrodite, earning the eternal hatred of Hera and Athena for himself and his entire city. Aphrodite makes good on her promise. Paris sails to Sparta, is welcomed as a guest by King Menelaus, and leaves with Menelaus's wife, Helen. Whether she was kidnapped or went willingly, the damage is done. A sacred bond of hospitality has been broken, and a king has been dishonored. Menelaus calls upon his brother, Agamemnon, the High King of Mycenae. More importantly, he invokes the Oath of Tyndareus. Years before, Helen's many suitors all swore to defend her marriage, no matter who she chose. Now the bill is due. The greatest heroes of Greece are called to war, but not all are eager. Odysseus, the cunning king of Ithaca, fakes insanity by plowing his fields with salt, a ruse that fails when an official places his infant son in the plow's path. Odysseus swerves, his sanity revealed. Then there's Achilles, the greatest warrior alive. His mother knows a prophecy. He will either live a long, anonymous life or die young and glorious at Troy. She hides him on an island, disguised as a woman among princesses. But Odysseus tricks him into revealing himself with the lure of fine weapons. With the heroes assembled, the Greek fleet gathers at Aulis, but they are becalmed. The goddess Artemis is angry. The price for a fair wind is unthinkable, the sacrifice of Agamemnon's own daughter, Iphigenia. In a decision that will curse his family for generations, he agrees. The winds turn, and 1,000 ships sail for Troy. The war begins with another prophecy. The first Greek ashore will be the first to die. A hero named Protesilaus takes the fatal step and is cut down by Hector, Troy's greatest champion. What follows is a brutal 10-year siege. Troy's walls, said to be built by gods, are impenetrable. The war becomes a bloody stalemate and a playground for the Olympian gods. Hera and Athena aid the Greeks out of spite. Aphrodite and Apollo defend the Trojans. Mortals are merely pawns in their divine games. The story Homer tells, the Iliad, explodes in the 10th year. It begins not with battle, but an insult. Agamemnon, as commander, takes Achilles' war prize, a woman named Briseis, as his own. This is a profound blow to Achilles' honor. Enraged, Achilles withdraws from the war, taking his elite warriors with him. Without him, the Greeks are annihilated. The Trojans, led by the noble Hector, push them to the very edge of defeat, threatening to burn their ships. Desperate, Achilles' dearest friend, Patroclus, begs to rejoin the fight. Achilles refuses, but allows Patroclus to wear his legendary armor to rally the men. Patroclus is a whirlwind on the battlefield, but pushes too far. He is stunned by the god Apollo, then killed by Hector. The news shatters Achilles. His grief transforms into a terrifying, all-consuming rage. He returns to the fight, a force of nature seeking only Hector. He chases the Trojan prince 3 times around the city walls before their final duel. Achilles kills Hector. Then, in his madness, he ties the body to his chariot and drags it in the dust for 12 days, a shocking desecration. The war seems to have lost all honor until Hector's elderly father, King Priam, risks everything, sneaking into the Greek camp at night to beg for his son's body. In a profound moment of shared grief, Achilles relents. The Iliad ends not with victory, but with the funeral of a Trojan hero. But the war rages on. Troy's allies arrive, the Amazon queen Penthesilea and Memnon of Ethiopia. Achilles kills them both, but his own fate is near. Paris, the man who started it all, shoots an arrow. Guided by Apollo, it strikes Achilles in his one vulnerable spot, his heel. The greatest warrior is dead. After his death, his armor is awarded to Odysseus. The runner-up, Ajax the Greater, goes mad with grief and takes his own life. The stalemate continues. After a decade of bloodshed, it is clear Troy will not fall to force. It must fall to cunning. It is time for Odysseus's masterpiece. The Greeks build a colossal wooden horse, hiding their best soldiers inside. The rest of the army pretends to sail for home, leaving the horse on the beach as a supposed offering to the gods. A single spy is left to sell the lie. The Trojans are euphoric. Their nightmare is over. They ignore the frantic warnings of the prophetess Cassandra, who is cursed to never be believed. They ignore the priest Laocoon, who says, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts," just before he's devoured by sea serpents. They take it as a sign, pull the horse into their city, and celebrate. That night, the Greek fleet silently returns. The warriors emerge from the horse, open the gates, and unleash annihilation. The city is sacked. King Priam is cut down at an altar, and Hector's infant son, Astyanax, is thrown from the walls to ensure Troy's line ends forever. The Greeks have won, but the gods are not done with them. For the sacrilege committed during the city's fall, many victors face cursed journeys home. Agamemnon arrives in Mycenae, only to be murdered in his bath by his wife. Odysseus, the architect of victory, wanders the seas for another 10 years, losing everything before finally reaching his kingdom. Victory brought no peace. As for the Trojans, most are dead or enslaved, but a few, led by the hero Aeneas, escape the burning city. They carry the spirit of Troy with them on a journey that will, legend says, lead to the founding of a new city, Rome. Troy falls, but its story endures, a timeless epic of heroism, pride, and the devastating cost of war. And perhaps the greatest tragedy, the ultimate quirk, is a theory whispered by ancient poets. They said the gods created a phantom, a ghost of Helen made from clouds, and it was this illusion that went to Troy. The real Helen, they claimed, waited out the entire war safely in Egypt. If true, it means the 1,000 ships, the 10-year siege, the deaths of Hector and Achilles, the razing of a great city, was all for a ghost, a war fought for nothing.